Hey everyone, before we get started, I just want to say sorry for not uploading for the past few days. Online classes and schoolwork has been really tiring for me, and every time I finish them, I'll be extremely tired and just go to sleep or take a rest. I didn't even cube that much recently because I just want to relax and just take a rest. Oh, anyway, we're so close to hitting 100 subs. Can we do it before end of March? I think we can, because all of you that watches my videos are not subscribed. So if you do end up liking my videos, consider subscribing. It's free, you can always change your mind. And now, let's start the video. How to set up your cubes. If you are new to cubing and you have no idea how to set up your cubes, this is the correct video to watch. Anyway, you most likely just learned how to solve a 3x3. But you're probably using a Rubiks brand or a dollar cube store. But you're probably using a Rubiks brand cube or dollar store cube or some very cheap budget cube that looks like this. And you want to get fast, but your cube seems to not support you. So, what do? Well, first of all, change to a better cube. It would be better if it's magnetic. So this one can get out. Hey, come in here. This is much more better. And second of all, set it up. All you need is just two things. A screwdriver and some lube. Wait, yeah, there we go. And some lube. So I'm gonna explain what do you do with them and how. First, I'm gonna start with the screwdriver, so this can go away. Ooh. Why do you keep rolling back? So we all know... Oh, that's wrong. So we all know that we use screwdrivers to screw the screws in and out. But in cubing, we're pretty much doing the same thing except we call it tensioning. So if you pop out the center caps, you'll see a screw down there. Oh, why is it so hard? I just cut my nails. So if you pop out the center caps, you'll see a screw down there. What do you do with the screw? You can either loosen it or tighten it. If you want to tighten it, you can turn the screw to the right like this. And if you want to loosen it, you can turn it to the left, just like this. The higher the screw, the tighter the cube feels. If the screw is lower, then it's the opposite. If the cube is tighter, it means less flexibility but more stability. In a more easier way to understand this, if the cube has more flexibility and less stability, it means the cube can turn faster and corner cut better, but it will be harder to control. The pieces will flex around. If the cube has more stability and less flexibility, it will be easier to control, but the cube will be slower. That means you gotta put in a little bit more force to turn the cube and to corner cut. Now there's no any sort of perfect setting because everyone has their own style of turning. Some like it to be slow and more controllable, while some like it really fast. Now I do want to mention that if your cube has light magnets, don't set it too fast or else it will be hard to control. If your cube has strong magnets like my main, the GAN XS, make your cube faster so you don't need to put in too much effort to turn. And also, if you own a more expensive flagship cube, you might find customizable settings like this. Like this. These are not normal settings that you'll find from normal budget cubes because these are not normal settings that you'll find from normal budget cubes, so if you do own them, go watch some of the reviews of the cube or read the pamphlet that the cube gave you, because there will be ways to help you to know how to customize it, adjust the settings and all that stuff. Alright, moving along to loops. Wait, I'm so dumb. Alright, loops. So the loops doesn't just speed up the cube, it actually slows down as well. I have two bottles of loops here. One is called the Magic Loop S1, which I don't know where I bought it. It was months ago when I got it. And this is the GAN loop, which is the loop that will slow down your cube. To make looping more effective, I recommend taking out an edge piece, turning 45 degrees, and then just pop it out, and also a corner piece. Then use the lubes to lube the places where they make contact. So if you just like put it like this, and as you can see, the corners, like this part right here, is rubbing along this part right here in the edge piece. So since it's like rubbing against here, you can just apply lube here like this. Just apply a little bit right here and also here. You don't need to apply it on the corner, since when you just put back the cubes, the corner will just interact with the edge pieces, so it will basically just get lube from the edge piece. Now put it back and break it in. By break in, it means mixing up the lube in there so it's even in every piece, and you'll start to realize it will speed up and it's way easier to turn. So since 3x3 is a small cube, it won't take a very long time to break it in, so you can just do a couple of random turns and it will be completely broken. So I did some solves with the cube with no lube, with the magic S1 lube, with the GAN lube, and with 2 of them mixed together. While solving, I really didn't like it with no lube in the cube. You can't see it, but when I do algorithms, they don't feel that smooth, and it kinda locked up a little bit, and I averaged 14. By the way, the footage of me doing an average of 5 with no lube is kinda horrible since I messed up the lighting from outside. So anyway, I usually average around 13 to 14, but that 5 solves could have been a lot better without the lockups happening constantly. With the magic S1 lube, I should just call it S1, the name sounds so weird. I find it to be a lot better because the cube has been sped up and it doesn't really get stuck together because obviously it's lube. And my average started to increase from 14 to 13. It's pretty crazy that you can increase your average by a whole second or more just by lubing your cube and learning nothing new. So that tells you how important it is to set up and lube your cubes. Anyways, I did some solves with the GAN lube as well, and I don't like it since it gotten too slow, and I averaged close to what I average usually, but it's so slow that I can't perform moves normally. So unless your cube is too fast, I don't recommend using slower lubes. I mean, this won't work out for everyone since everyone has a different turning style and it really just depends on you. Alright, enough of the small 3x3s. What if you got a bigger one? Or even bigger? Or maybe a little bigger? Or the biggest boy? I don't have a 6x6 and a 7x7, so they gotta be a picture. But I do have a 5x5 and they're pretty much similar to 6 and 7s, so I'll be using it to give you guys a reference of how to set them up. Let's start with the 4x4. So when it comes to big cubes, you gotta forget everything about small cubes like 2x2 and 3x3. All you want on big cubes is fast. Speed! Basically, you want big cubes to be fast and not slow, but you want them to be controllable at the same time. This is where lube starts to become handy. The reason you want big cubes to be fast is because the bigger the cube gets, the heavier it will be. Carrying them will already take more effort, and you don't want it to be slow since it will tire out your hands. So anyway, lubing big cubes is a little bit different because there are more pieces than a 3x3. For an example, a 4x4 has 2 pieces as one edge piece, while a 3x3's edge piece is just 1 piece as one edge piece. So here's how it works. Take out the more inner pieces, like the centerpiece, this one. You can just remove the edge piece first, and then remove it, and then take it out. And then you want to lube the internals like this. Just put a little bit drops in there, like this, and also some on here. And then you can just put it, so slippery. And then you can just put it back. And then pretty much break it in. Just do a couple of random turns. If you feel like, hey, it's not working very good, you can just like open it up and drop a few drops in there. I only dropped 1 because this is a pretty fast lube. And then just start breaking it in again. You'll realize the cube has gotten faster. For 5x5 and up, it works pretty much the same, and just do it like how I did on the 4x4. But if you really don't get how to do it, just follow what I'm doing right now. For tensioning, it's basically the same as 3x3s, except There won't be any advanced device, so as 4x4 and also 5x5, although they are center cap. Just pop it out, and there will be a screw down there, and then you can just turn it to, you just loosen it or tighten it. It works basically the same as 3x. So quickly recap, how does the screw work? If the screw is higher, it will have more flexibility but less stability. If the screw is lower, then it's the opposite. So I hope you learned something new today. It's definitely worth using like 2 to 3 minutes to set up your cubes, because it will make it better and probably increase your average for about 1 second or more for literally not learning any algorithms or technique. That's all for this video, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.